for all my dogs out there.
This is Connor.
And this is Sydney.
And we have been a little bit inspired lately to start a new hobby or a side hustle or whatever you want to call it.
Yep, very inspired. I quit my job, so it's my inspiration. But I'm using my vacation time up until we moved to Florida to start flipping furniture. I saw a bunch of YouTube videos on it, people making it look easy, so we'll see how it goes. But I've done construction for the past like 10 years, so.
And it's really good because he has the time right now anyway to experiment with this. And if it goes well, then it goes well and maybe we'll keep doing it. But if not,
it'd be a big waste of money.
But we're buying the things for like really cheap. So hopefully there's no loss. Like all we could do is break even really, especially if we end up getting items for free or for cheap. He did just pick up a few pieces of furniture for next to nothing. So we're gonna take you out back and show you how it's done.
We're gonna have a little exploration.
We're excited to see how it turns out and
see what kind of trouble we can get into.
All right, see you soon.
See you soon.
Okay, so this is all the stuff that Connor brought home today. He went to pick up 2 of these end tables, or I guess they're like cabinets, end tables, nightstands, whatever you want to use them for. They do all open up, so you can put like books inside of them or whatever you want. But these 2 over here have water damage, some swelling on the top. And Connor went to go pick up those 2 because they're in good condition. And the lady said, look, you can have all 4 of them for $10. I just don't want them anymore. So he was like, okay, we're gonna work on it and see what we can do to make all 4 of these look good as new. And so $10 for all 4 of them, and then $50 over here for this table. It's pretty good size actually. The middle leaf comes out and you can add this leaf in. So this was $15. We're gonna fix this one up. 10 for all of these, so 25 for everything. And we're gonna do some painting, some sanding. He's gonna fill in some of the holes on top, and we're gonna see if we can make some money off of all this.
Okay, so I tried cutting it out with a knife. I read something online, that's what it said to do. But I just took a higher grit sandpaper. It's like really coarse. And we're gonna, yeah, it works way better. So it's gonna be a big time saver. That took like 10 minutes to do that little spot, and I have this little spot done already. Yeah, we're not gonna lose any money on these. So if this doesn't work, I know of a dumpster nearby. But yeah, see how it goes. So I just roughed it up pretty good with some really gritty sandpaper. Now I'm going over it with some smoother stuff, and hopefully this will be perfectly smooth, so the paint job will look fresh. On this one, I couldn't get I sanded it down, I couldn't get the wet spots out quite good enough, so I got some wood filler. And then when this is dry, it starts off pink, and then when it's dry, it turns to like a wood looking color. When this is dry, I'll sand it, and it should be all smooth. I might put on a second coat, and then I did just this one spot. The bumps on this actually came out really good. So even though it looks all splotchy, it's basically all perfectly smooth. So it turned out really good. I might apply a second coat to that and sand it down, but we're doing good.
So we're really happy with how all of the small end tables turned out, and it makes us really excited to see how the table's gonna turn out. We think it's gonna be good.
Yep, so we're just now starting and we're gonna see how it goes.
Okay, so we finally sold everything, all 5 of the first items that we refurbished. Is that what you call it? Refurbished?
Sure.
So I have this notepad here because we were keeping track of some of the numbers to kind of see how much all of our expenses were, because there were a few things we needed to buy, but also kind of where our profit was at the end of it.
Yep.
So do you want to talk about our expenses first?
So getting into it, we thought it was just gonna be like paint and like we can go to town, but we rent a house, so we can't just like spray paint wherever we want. So we needed plastic, which actually wasn't that bad. It was $9 for, I think they're 9 feet by 12 feet, but it was a 12 pack of like 9 feet by 12 feet sheets. So that was $9. The paint for the 5 different projects we did was $40, and sandpaper was $6, and then we had to fill in a few holes on some of the projects. So we had wood putty, and that was $62 total.
But the good thing is those are expenses that we won't have to make more than one. Well, we'll have to make them more than once, but just as they're needed. So like we didn't use up all the plastic. We'll be able to use more of that. We didn't use up all the paint. The sandpaper we'll use for a while.
Yep.
We barely used any of the wood putty. So those are expenses that we won't have to do every single time. Just like updating the paint as we need it. That kind of thing.
Yep. And for the 4 end tables, all of them for $4. So it was a really good deal. And
$10, right?
Oh yeah, I got 4 of them for $10.
The table is $15, so everything together was $25. So if you do the $62 from all of our supplies and the $25 from just purchasing the items in general, we spent $87 for all of our expenses. So then we ended up being able to sell them, and our first cabinet sold for $40, which was our intended price. And then the other 3 cabinets were just kind of taking a little while to sell. So we ended up selling the table for $150, which was our intended price. That big table sold for $150.
Kind of.
Yeah, I guess.
So somebody offered us, they saw that we had 2 different listings. Like we had a listing for
the cabinets,
the end tables, yeah, and then a separate listing for the table, and they just offered us a price for everything we had. So
yeah.
I mean, it's still kind of good that we did a good job on like all of our projects. We're like, hey, we'll just give you $200 for everything that you have, and then we'd already sold 1 end table for $40.
So I felt like we were taking a little bit of a loss though on the end tables, just because we sold the first one for $40, and then the next 3 end tables altogether were $50. So $90 total on the cabinets, which is okay though for our first project, and then $150 for the table. So really it was $240 that we made off of everything. So I mean, that's okay for our first project. We were pretty happy with it. So our expenses were $87. Our total that we made was $240. So our profit ends up being $153.
Yep.
Okay, so we made $153. So it's basically like everything we made off our table was just profit.
Yep. But yeah, and a lot of those expenses aren't going to be recurring. Like the paint, I think you're going to have to get new paint for every project, but having a few cans left over for something down the road is nice. But everything else I think is going to last us a while. That wood putty I barely got into. Plastic I only used 2 rolls, and the sandpaper I used like hardly any. So
yeah, but for it being our first time doing it, we expected to have some more expenses. just a few extra things since it was our first time.
Yeah.
But
And we'll probably have a random expense on the next thing if we want to get into it. I know if we keep doing this, I would like to get a spray gun
yeah.
for painting.
Yeah, I realized that, well, I have really small hands, so just using the spray paint cans for long periods of time, I couldn't move my wrist the next day. It was all shaky. I couldn't really write or anything. So I was like, oh my gosh, I can't hold down a spray paint can for long periods of time. But we also just went through spray paint so fast. So he thinks we'll get a lot more out of it if we use gallons of paint.
Yeah, I think the quality will be better too.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be good. Also, an electric sander, or a palm sander. Those would be really nice. I think it would also just make the quality of our work a little better and wouldn't take as long, wouldn't be as hard on us. I think I found one on Marketplace for $10, so I'm gonna get that. So.
Yeah, we just want, so when people take anything that we've done, we want them to go home and be happy with it for long periods of time. So we just want the quality to continue to get better also. We learned a lot from these, so I think our projects will be even better in the future. And our profit should be a lot better too. But I think we're going to continue doing this. I don't think this is a one-time thing.
I have a truck bed full of stuff. So yeah, we're going to keep doing it. The expenses are all paid for. Probably going to need a few more things.
Mm-hmm.
But
we started buying everything. Was it Friday? Thursday. It was Thursday. We started buying everything.
Yep.
But we were really slow. We had a really busy weekend, so we were really slow with finishing everything and getting things online. But still, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, everything was bought, picked up, finished, sold. And I think that normally we should be able to do that in half the amount of time. So
yeah. Yep.
I think it'll be cool. We definitely want to continue.
Mm-hmm. For sure. So we'll see you on the next video.
Yeah, keep watching.